Hello everyone, welcome back to Skeledon, Bushcraft and Survival. Glad you could join me. Now today, I'm answering a tag from my good friend, my brother, Tom Ritter. It's the Dad's Kit Challenge. So basically what the challenge is it's like a hunting trip gone bad. And you have a very limited kit. It's called the Dad's Kit Challenge because it was the kit that his dad had, that he always carried along with him. So, in that kit is basically a shotgun with only 2 shotgun shells, a knife of my choice, and then in a tin, I put it in a tin, a book of matches, regular matches, 5 hooks, which I only have 4. I think I only have 3, but it doesn't matter. There's no fish out here anyway. And then fishing line. And that's it. That's all I have to last for 2 days, 48 hours.
Now, I believe he said you could bring a pot with you.
Yes, he did in the comments. He said that I could bring a pot, but I chose not to. But when I pass this tag on, that is included. If you want to take along a pot, you can. But I just chose not to. The idea is if I was going out hunting, I wouldn't have a pot with me. So that's the way I did it. Well, I was thinking, how could I make it more difficult for myself? If you have someone with you that doesn't know anything about survival, and you've got to take care of them as well as take care of yourself, that makes it more difficult.
Can I play the guy that doesn't know anything?
Yeah, you're gonna play the guy that doesn't know anything. So, I've got my brother with me, and therefore it's only 1 shotgun shell apiece. He has his shotgun, I have my shotgun, he has his knife, I have my knife, but he doesn't have any other gear besides that, and we both have to find food, water, make our shelter, and all that stuff with just what I have in my kit. Alright, because of the length of this video, it's actually going to be best if I make it in a short film. So, there's not going to be any talking to the camera, it's just going to be talking to my brother and, working out teamwork while we do certain things. So, as you watch me work and stuff like that, you're going to notice that I'm going to use wooden tools to substitute not having the metal tools. Those different things are made out here on the fly using the 1 metal tool that I have. So with no further ado, I hope you enjoy. Well, we've walked all over the place and I haven't seen anything.
No, it's a slow morning.
Yeah, real slow. Seen buzzards and other type of birds, but I haven't seen anything. Now we want to shoot.
Well, why don't we call it a day?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Alright. You hang out here, see if anything pops out you can get, and I'll go fire the truck up, get it warmed up. I get back, pick up camp, we'll get out of here.
Sounds like a winner.
Alright.
Anything? No.
Well, I got good news and bad news.
What's the good news?
The truck won't start.
So what's the bad news?
We're gonna be here for 2 days. Yeah.
It really won't start?
Mm-mm. No, crank over, it sputtered, and then now it won't even turn over. The battery's dead or something. I don't know.
Well, It's a good thing that I told everybody where we was gonna be.
Yeah.
I told them we was gonna be out here for maybe a couple of days. So if they didn't see us by Monday, then they need to come on out and get us. So we'll just make sure that we're at the truck on Monday, and they'll come and pick us up. Until then, we need to gather up what we got and see what we can't do so that we can stay here for a couple of days. We didn't see anything this morning. We're gonna have to do something about food.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go get things together, see what we got, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, so what we got here, you got your knife, I got my knife. Got a book of matches, hooks, fishing line, and 1 shotgun shell apiece. Now, that's all we've got to work with. I got a little tin right here that this and this and this can fit in. But we need to set aside our priorities, and we need to set aside our resources that we don't want to use if we don't have to. Now, matches is a resource. Shotgun shells are a resource. And we use up them shotgun shells and we're done. I mean, the gun is nothing, you know, and we may need that. Last ditch effort to get something to eat, or, you know, ward off a coyote or something like that. You want to save those and don't want to use those, so we want to get food some other way. So those are the resources that we don't want to use unless we absolutely have to. We can use the hook and the fishing line for a trap. That's strong enough fishing line that it would catch something like a squirrel or a rabbit if the trap's set right. There's no fish out here, so we're not going to do that, but there is frogs and crawdads. We could do that. There is wild edibles around here. So that's that. That's what we got to work with. We can use the knife for things like getting the shelter together and stuff like that. We need water. And we got a spring, so we don't have to really worry about that. Purification or anything like that. It's all natural, you know. But we might need a way to carry that. So we're not walking to the spring every single time that we're thirsty. Want to add another resource, your energy. You want to reserve your energy. So, all right. Well, priorities. The thing that's going to take the longest is going to be the shelter. So we got to get the shelter up. We also need to get fire. It's kind of chilly out here, but it's going to be really cold tonight. So we're going to definitely have to get the fire going, and don't want to wait too late to get that going. It's wet out here, so it's going to be difficult to find some dry stuff, but we can do it. All right, well, let's go ahead and work on getting the shelter pieces and getting the firewood, and then we'll go from there.
All right. that other one, I think.
I'm trying to see the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, this right here goes on top of that. Yeah. Yep. If you could just stand on, yeah, that one right there. Stand on it, and I'm gonna hammer it in. Okay, there we go. Good. All right. Now we just evenly distribute them across, keeping the weight equal all the way across. So. A heavier one on this side. That one right there, yeah. And then this one right here on that side. And that one on this side too. Hold on before we go any further, because we've got a little bit of a bow here in the middle. I want to get something in there and get a fork, set that up in there to give that some stability. So we'll leave that one right there the way it is. We'll get a fork, put it up in there, and then we can continue on. Found some salamanders.
Hey, wait, hold up. Let me get that on film. Did you just make a shovel?
Yeah, wooden tool. Just grab the log, cut it at an angle there, and then using this right here to actually chop into it, and then you can actually scoop it out.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Thank you. You do what you got to do, I guess. All right, set this in here. Cover it, get fire going on top of it, and by this tomorrow, be able to use that to hold water in.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Well, it does suck that we have to stay out here for 2 freaking days. But the benefit of that right there is that we got our shelter up, we've got our fire. We used that clay, molded up, and got a clay pot so we could hold water in.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and took care of the trap. I don't have it set,
Mm-hmm.
but used a fishing line and a hook, the eyelet of the hook, and I ran it through there so that, slip knot. And I mean, I didn't put it on camera because, I've already showed how to do that. And I'll leave a link in the description to that, trap video.
Yeah.
But the highlight is that tomorrow I'm going to wake up early, set that trap.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get some meat. So, I mean, we do have veggies. Get some meat with that veggies and we'll be good to go, as far as that goes. We might go down there and mess around and see if we couldn't get a crawdad or two. But like I said, the benefit is the major work is done. So tomorrow we're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired right now.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, I'm tired right now, but we don't have to do all this tomorrow. It's getting a little bit of firewood up for the tomorrow night, and resetting the traps. Just odds and ends stuff that we have to do, Got our Siberian fire lay here.
Yeah.
And isn't it amazing? You over there and you don't feel it, but you come here and you feel it. And it's nice and warm. You go over there and you need a coat. You come over here and I'm taking off layers.
Yeah.
Keep this fire stoked up all night, and we ought to be able to sleep pretty good. Well, it was a long day. Got a lot done.
Yeah.
You made a joke earlier. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
But, yeah, good night.
Now it is good night, yes.
We got this going good. Yeah, we ought to be good. So, time to crawl up on in here and get some sleep.
Yep. All right, see you in the morning.
Yep, see you in the morning. Good morning.
Oh, hey.
How'd you sleep last night?
About as good as you can on the ground, I guess.
I understand that. Well, I guess we'll get the fire stoked back up and then get the trap set. Maybe we can catch something to eat today.
I'd like something to eat today.
Yeah, I would too. I'm really hungry now.
Let's go see about that men's room.
All right, day 2. And we've come along pretty good. Got our firewood, got our fire going, stoked up. Trap hasn't went off yet. But hey, it's going pretty good. A lot easier on the second day. You're tired, you're hungry, and all the major work is done. You stay active, you know, you're still doing stuff, but it's not under a pinch. It goes faster when it's under a pinch. Now here's one thing that I've never heard anybody say, but it's a really good thing for you to know. If you know the size of your foot, the size of your hand, and the size of your digits, you can measure things out like perfectly, right? And yeah, it may be easier to stand it beside you and, you know, it's like move your hand up and okay, that's where I want to cut because that's definitely big enough. But if you got something down here like this tree right here that I just felled, I can't pick that thing up and see where I need to cut. So using my feet, I know how big they are. Walking it out, I can measure out 7 feet pretty easy because I know that my feet, I wear size 14, so that's 13.5 inches from heel to toe. So if I measure out 6 end to end, like this right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I know that that right there is 81 inches. So then I can use my digits because I know how, you know, long that is right there. And that is 1 inch and I only need 3 more inches. So then from that point, I can measure out 1, 2, 3, and I know that that right there is my 7 foot. Now I can mark it and I cut it just like I did before on that side right there, and I've got a perfect 7 foot piece for a shelter or whatnot. So yeah, I've never heard anybody say that, but knowing different things about yourself, everybody's different, you know, then you can actually use that to measure things out perfectly. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this and get this back to camp. Got one!
Got what?
Food!
Well, let's cook it.
I'll be right there.
That fire's going good.
Yeah, it is. Thankful for the fire.
Yes, warm.
Yeah, it gets chilly at night.
It does.
I got up at least 4 times last night and restoked the fire just to keep warm.
I had trouble fluffing my pillow.
Gotta keep the humor up. Got to definitely keep
Yeah.
the humor up. We've done a lot in the last 2 days.
Yeah?
And today, we really didn't do much, but it was enough.
Yeah, lack of food makes everything a little bit more difficult.
Yeah? Makes you not feel like doing anything.
Yeah.
You're tired, you're hungry. So keeping the good sense of humor up, that definitely helps. Now I do want to add, since we're talking about fire, I preach to conserve the resources.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore I use Daldenia concentrica and some cedar fluff and transferred that over. Kind of a lot more work than a match would be.
Mm-hmm.
And since we knew that we were going home tomorrow, we should have just used the one match.
Yeah.
But the reason why that I did that is because it's a good practice to get into. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good mentality. You know, get the fire going however you want to. Use the tin, char some stuff up for the next one. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just basically kept this going for the last 2 days, and we're going home tomorrow. So, oh, by the way, real quick, tomorrow morning, whoever that gets up, restoke the fire, because I'm the one that got up last night to restoke it, and yeah, I mean, a couple hours sleep here and there, you just don't feel like you got any sleep, you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely not one that is going to stay all night long by itself. You've got to tend to it, but it is easier to tend to than other fire lays. It's very directional. That's the reason why I chose that one. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because, you know, it's like using that tin to recharge some. It's a good, you know, practice to get into in case you don't know if you're going to go home in a couple of days.
Yeah.
You know, use the fishing line and that hook to build up a trap instead of using a shotgun shell.
Yeah.
We could have just used a shotgun shell. We're going home tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show principle. You need to reserve your resources, and there's other means of doing it. And if you don't practice at it, if you don't put yourself in a situation where you have to do it that way, then you never get good at it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why that I did it the way I did it. And it's kind of laughable for us because we could have just used a match. We could have just used the guns, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Nevertheless, though. Probably gonna have to stoke the fire up before we go to bed. Just one last time. It's going pretty good here, but need to make sure that it's gonna last, you know, at least 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2.5, you know. There was a lot of already fell trees around here, and because of the storm last week, it knocked over a lot of them.
Yeah, it did.
So, you know, we lucked out on being able to get those things. It's not always possible.
Right.
We were able to, so that's good. But anyway, I'm tired. I think I'm gonna get that stoked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for today. A little more tired tonight than I was yesterday. Need more sleep. Grab as maybe get 10 hours broken up instead of only 8 hours broken up. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this going so we can hit the hay.
All right. Well, good morning. Hey, sleepyhead.
Hey.
Oh, today we go home. You excited?
Yeah.
All right, well.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today we go home. Well, got the gear loaded up in the truck. We're going home. 48 hours with minimum gear. Reckon we did it.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't show everything on camera just simply because it's kind of difficult to do that. Set up the camera and then do also, I mean, there is a lot of work and not run out of daylight to get everything done that needed to be done. So my apologies on that, but the trap setup, I'll leave a link in the description, and I think I'll put it up here to show how that trap was done. It's just, instead of cordage, just use a fishing line and a hook, and that ought to take care of that. But 2 days done. I guess it's time to pass on to tags. All right, tagging Frontier Survival, Shasta Valley Outdoors, Clavak Frosty, Stilk, Terran Bushcraft, Denali Down South, and Bootleg Bushcraft. It has to be under 1,000 subscribers, but the Dad's Kit challenge is you can only have a shotgun, rifle, something like a gun, but you can only have 2 rounds. For him and I, we only used 1 apiece, and we didn't use them. We caught a squirrel using traps. So, but you can do it if you want. Fishing line, at least about 10 yards of it, 5 hooks, a book of regular matches, and a knife of your choice. You can put that in a tin, like I did. It's just easier packing that way, and I believe that Tom Ritter, his dad, would have a little tin can that he had stuff in too, so I don't see anything wrong with that. And he did mention that you could have a pot. Now, I chose not to bring one, but you know, you can. It's a part of it. So I think that's it. I think that's all that, and it's included. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this type of video, please like, share, and subscribe. I have many more coming up in the future. Until then, take care. And remember, nature, it does provide.